So how much have we lost so far?
I'm down 500 pounds.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the new season of 1,000 Pound Sisters, also known as the Slaytons, and an absolute gold mine for TLC.
The camel just bit me.
Yes, they start the season off with Amy getting bit by a camel.
Mother.
What do we do? Am I gonna want some again? No.
Amy remains one of the most dramatic people I've ever seen in my entire life. That girl could get a paper cut and just be screaming at the top of her lungs.
What you doing?
This is how they start the episode, and they haven't shown anything in the next 2 episodes about the camel bite, so I really hope they don't wait until the end of the season to talk about it. But it's TLC, that's probably what they're gonna do.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Okay, just to give a little update on everyone, here is where we last saw Amanda.
I'm not ever moving back to Kentucky. I don't care where I go after this, but I will not be back here.
You know what? Fair. She's lived there her whole life. She needs something new. Her kids are grown. She wants to go spread her wings. And you know what? I say do it.
We got a new roommate now. 1, 2, 3.
Well, that didn't last long.
Well, we thought you were never coming back.
Amanda's moved back to Kentucky, and she's moved in with me, but it's only temporary.
You sure about that?
Bitch better be out in a couple months.
Yeah, despite talking such a big game when she left, when things didn't work out with her new beau in Florida, she came crawling back to Kentucky and is now living with Amy until she can get back on her feet.
I knew that bitch would be back.
Now, speaking of beaux, Amy has found someone that she thinks might be the love of her life.
I met a boy. Well, I met a man.
Is it human?
His name is Brian. He's a news reporter. We only been dating for about a month.
Despite only dating for a month, Amy and Brian seem to be full head force into this relationship, and she even mentions later on that he talked about her getting her tubes untied.
Still can't believe y'all ain't got matching tattoos, man.
Oh yeah, and matching tattoos on their second date.
He was talking about me getting my tubes untied to have another baby.
No. No. No.
No, 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 no.
No, 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 no.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Amy, I just want you to listen to me, okay?
Overseat.
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think you should have any more children.
It's not a good idea.
I don't want to be mean, okay? But you struggle with the 2 that you have. You struggle a lot. And you've only known this man for a month. Do not let this old creep knock you up.
Just do what I say.
And it seems Amy isn't the only person in this family who's found a new relationship.
Amy's not the only one that's been seeing somebody new.
Yes, after losing 500 pounds.
That's amazing. That's amazing news.
And overcoming the grief, well, mostly overcoming the grief of losing her husband, she seems to have found somebody that she's interested in.
The person I'm dating is a woman.
Now, she's actually been pretty secretive to the family. She's been sneaking off, not really telling them where she's going, and not really hanging out with them very much. Even Chris, who lives right next door, she tries to avoid seeing if she can.
I don't see Tammy unless I literally knock on the door and say, hey, you still that bitch?
Are you alive?
So who the hell knows what she's been doing?
That sounds sketchy.
But that also has to do with her having some tension with his wife, Britney, now.
I'm glad I have my own place because I don't want to be around Britney.
Well, enlighten us.
I think Britney is probably a jealous person.
That's weird. That's weird.
Because it got to where every time I was around Chris and her, if we were like walking down the road or in the elevator, she would cut in between us.
I do remember last season when it was brought up that Tammy might be living with them for a short period and then living next door, that living with Britney is actually pretty hard for the siblings, which seems surprising because she seems very quiet and sweet, but it seems like she has a dark side to her, a little bit of a jealous side to her.
She did it one day like 3 times, so I said the next time she does it, I'm gonna grab her purse and throw it in the damn oncoming traffic.
Seriously?
Well, TamTam, that was one way to handle that situation.
She stopped doing it afterwards.
Even though she's kind of alienating herself from the family, I think it's really cool that she's so willing to go and do things on her own. We have to remember, it really wasn't that long ago that she was practically bedridden and then stuck in a chair. Like, this is just a reminder of how far she's actually come. Now, before we talk about TamTam's new girl, we gotta talk about Chris and give an update on him.
I can see what you know?
It's funny because it's true.
Yes, Chris has healed from his skin removal surgery and has found lost and forgotten territories on his body. And you know what? Congratulations. I bet that's amazing.
I got a nice flat stomach and some old man saggy titties.
Chris is hoping to get his old man saggy titties fixed.
Come on, titty. Get them titties out of here.
This year, but it may have a problem because Britney, his wife, is hoping to pursue weight loss surgery as well.
I have tried since middle school to lose weight.
That's a long time.
They may help me lose maybe like 5 or 10 pounds, but it never really sticks.
She wants to join the rest of the crew, you know. Don't worry, they got other fat family members. It can go for everyone. That we can have 15 seasons of this show of everyone just getting weight loss surgery.
It will never end, Tony.
Honestly, though, I am glad she's considering pursuing it because they said that her diabetes is getting out of control. And also, you just notice Chris is getting thinner. He's getting more athletic and, doing a lot more. And she's kind of stayed the same. And sure, she's not as big as any of them were, but she still is a bit overweight. And obviously, it's affecting her health at this point.
It's always a dream to be a parent yourself.
Oh. No, I see.
And I've never been able to.
This is the first time I can ever remember Britney mentioning wanting children. And so, yeah, I definitely would full force get it so you can have a baby. That was the same reason Amy wanted to do the weight loss surgery so she could have her kids, and look how quickly it happened for her. Chris seems to be worried about the idea of having a young child again, but also very supportive of Britney. And you know what? I'd love to see it. I'd love to see the support and the understanding. She's obviously younger than him, much younger. His kids are grown, but yeah, he's like, yeah, let's do it. If that's what she wants, let's go. And you know what? I love Chris. I think he's a great dude.
Tonight I have a date with Andrea, my girlfriend.
This is exciting.
Embarrassing enough, this is technically one of my first dates.
That's okay, TamTam. Everyone has their own journey to make. You're bedridden, you weren't ready to get healthy, and now you're here and now you're doing it, and that's great, and I'm super proud of you.
How are you doing?
I'm good. You?
Good.
Everyone meet Andrea. This is TamTam's new girlfriend. Obviously, everything is still really new, so that is partly why Tammy hasn't wanted to bring Andrea up to her family, but also she's not sure how they're going to react to her dating a woman now.
I don't know how my family's going to react when I tell them I'm seeing a woman.
I understand her caution over it just because she's never dated a woman. They've never seen her date a woman, but I think they will be okay with it. They were very accepting of her coming out as pansexual.
I think my family probably has more opinions than the world has.
Fair point.
And I think now she identifies as gay, as a lesbian, but I'm not too sure on that. So she hasn't really fully come out. She just said she's not interested in men right now.
Men are disgusting.
Yeah.
Tammy doesn't want this to be like her other relationships, so she's taking it very slow, but she still feels like she's holding on to a lot of baggage from the past. So she's going to do a Reiki session.
I don't know what it's called. Rafiki, Ricky Lake, I don't know.
And honestly, I didn't even know what this was, so I learned something new from 1,000 Pound Sisters.
I never would have seen it coming.
Reiki is a Japanese form of energy healing.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
And sometimes people see things or hear things or feel things.
Not so sure about that.
Meaning I might fart.
I started saying, I was thinking that the whole time.
We can't take these girls nowhere, I swear.
Who wants to go first? Amy, you look like you do.
I'm going in here skeptical.
I get that.
But I'm still hoping that it'll give me a sense of peace because with everything going on in my house, I'm very stressed out.
Amy is extremely stressed with Amanda living at her house, but because it's not just Amanda, it's Amanda, her grown son's girlfriend, and all their friends. So her house is constantly full of people. And even though like Amanda does help with her boys a lot, it still is a lot of chaos that honestly I would be upset too. And it kind of seems like Tammy last season had a point. She is complaining about the exact same things Amy is. And it's like maybe Amanda needs to be more respectful of other people's homes.
Just relax.
Not surprising.
Typical Amy to get on the table and immediately fall asleep.
Amy didn't really get much out of the session other than a good nap. But Tammy, on the other hand, seemed to get a lot out of the session. And feels like it did help her release some of the tension that she was having.
Honestly, now I feel very free.
You know, TamTam, I really do hope that for you. I hope you were able to release a lot of the baggage and just make a new life and just really have a clean slate and just start your life new. You've gotten a second chance. Think of all the times she's almost died. It's really insane that she's made it with all the medical problems she's had. So I'm really rooting for her. So the family goes apple picking, and while there, Amy brings up that her new beau actually wants her to move in with her, and Chris does not think it's a good idea.
He's actually asked me to move in with him.
You've lost your damn mind.
And it seems like Amy is really leaning towards this. She keeps mentioning how Brian feels like they've been together for multiple years, even though it's only been a month.
He thinks we've been together for like 4 years now.
Math doesn't add up.
Just because of how much time they've spent together, but it's like, girl, that's not how that works.
Nope.
And she does mention that he got tickets for them to go through the safari drive-through zoo. So it seems like we're going to be seeing what happens very soon, and what led up to her getting bit by the camel and what happens afterwards. Anyway, guys, that is all I have for you. I kind of combined the first and the second episode, so it's just bits and pieces there. Sorry, it's kind of a rough video. Anyway, thank you so much, especially if you made it this far. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.